What? Live? And now we're posting it to the group.
Waiting for Denise. Sharing podcasts is amazing to watch.
One person's watching. Hello.
Hello.
3 people are
Oh
watching.
my god. All good.
Jeremy. Hey guys.
What's going on, Jeremy?
I love it.
Not bad.
What was he saying?
Jeremy from Wisconsin.
Jeremy from Wisconsin, this is for you.
What up, Jeremy?
Sarah, love you guys.
Eddie Vedder, ladies and gentlemen. Cut the band back just many years ago now. Quite self-explanatory. You knew that already.
Yeah.
The link to the website, so I believe it. Some Facebook audio.
So, everybody, welcome. We wanted to, we heard that after the concert yesterday that there were some people that said that they didn't get a chance to see the Q&A link. Seems there was a bit of confusion because we were posting a lot of stuff, or we were posting some of the stuff in the the Premiere live chat and not as a comment under the video. So some people were looking in the comments under the video and didn't see that it was posted in the live chat. So that was kind of our fault, to be honest. We should have known that it could have been posted in both. So we thought, as a consolation, we would do a second Q&A today. So the one yesterday was really good. It was super fun. You just basically have the ability to ask whatever you want. We'll answer, we'll chat, and we'll talk a little bit about what we got in the pipeline and all that kind of stuff. And actually, hopefully, in about 30 minutes time or so, we're gonna actually disconnect here and we're gonna record the basis of a new song that we've been working on. So,
Who's seen the new song that we posted today?
or at least the improvisation, yeah. It came together super nicely. Maybe while the questions are stacking up, I'll just say a couple quick things. So like we had this, since we've come here, you know, obviously we did a live show and we did everything there, but we also had this really cool idea to create kind of like a story where we would write a musical soundtrack to the story. So we have a very vivid, specific story, and we went kind of like piece by piece with this story, and we tried to write. We're not entirely finished with the first story, but we know what's going to happen, but we're not finished with all the music. But basically, we wrote a soundtrack for that entire story, and so our patron community basically is supporting that in a way, and we've got a goal of if we can get a couple hundred. So right now we have like about 150 people on Patreon. If we can grow that community to at least 200, then we think we can release it and push it out and make a really big thing out of it. Because the dream is like animated series with a storybook, and like we've got a super good idea for this story and then more stories to come. So this song, this little improvisation that we made today that we're going to record, is one piece of a much larger story. So if you like the vibe, then you should check out our community on Patreon and be excited because there's a lot of good music coming your way.
Okay, here's some comments for you guys. Jeremy's saying, how are you guys? Sorry about you guys missing the Madison show. I promoted the hell out of you guys in High Noon.
I know, man. And for me, that was I was absolutely gutted about that, to be honest, because Madison is a really cool city. I think I'm the only one that's actually been.
Never been there.
Yeah.
Would have been my birthday though.
And I love Madison. Madison is an awesome town. It would have been Flo's birthday. That would have been cool. And but don't worry, we'll make a. We talked to the guys at High Noon when we had to cancel, and they were super understanding. Obviously, how could you not be? And so we agreed that we would figure out a way to reschedule it once kind of like all the dust from all this craziness settles.
Elysium saying, the new guy, tell me about your enlightening dream, please.
Alright, so your turn, Ryan.
My enlightening journey. Well, it all started 2 years ago in 2018 when I went to Marrakesh and I did a Vipassana course, which is a 10-day silent meditation course. And that was one of the most beautiful experiences in my life because you really get to disconnect from everyone. You're not allowed allowed to be on your phone. You're not allowed to talk to anyone. You just have to deal with your own shit for 10 days. And kind of went from there, you know, got more and more into Buddhism and stuff like that. And he's writing me already, Buddha, sending me a message. Now I'm just, and I was in Thailand for 3 months and I volunteered at a Buddhist center, which was also really beautiful. So I'm working on it. I'm not there yet, but it's, you know, it's.
Was that where we got the picture of the chicken?
Yes. Yeah. Love the chicken, man. Don't eat it.
The Cobra attacked the chicken.
Yeah, man.
Then Jeremy's asking, what one of you was I talking to on Facebook Messenger? That would have been a mix of Bennett and myself.
Yes. So the girl behind the camera, if you don't already know, and you should by now, that's Miss Steffi. So Steffi's our manager, and she's kind of like the reason that all this works. So a lot of times if you're writing with someone on Facebook, it's usually a combination of one of us, but 40 or 50% of the time it's Steffi.
80%.
No, I answer
60 and 30 and when it's broken English it's me.
60% of the time it's Steffi every time. So.
Sarah is saying, could you quickly play Gypsy Train?
How quick? Like, what was it?
My baby romance. Oh, sorry.
Oh, so this one. I know the chorus.
No, I think we'll save that for the next live stream, Sarah.
So that's another thing. So we are gonna do another live stream. We again, not to keep talking about Patreon, but we were talking about with our community that we had, you know, this live stream that we did yesterday was really about this concert that we released was really about kind of like a fundraiser for us and also letting us do the show that we didn't get to do. And so now that we've kind of done that, and to be honest, like the support they're all giving us was huge. It's a big help. And so as a result, we want to do more live streams, but now we want to have a little bit more of a socially minded focus. And so our thinking is we'll do another live stream in 2 weeks' time. This one maybe will be just like purely like donation based, free. And what we want to do is like to take at least half of the donations that we receive and give them to a specific cause. So with our patrons, we're trying to decide what exactly that will be, because a lot of people and places and things need support right now, not just us. And so it would be great for us to be able to somehow help. And, you know, we want to get something that everybody will be proud to support, and that we can all kind of connect again in that beautiful way and feel like we're progressing toward helping someone, as well as ourselves, from playing music and listening to it.
So also any suggestions from your side for causes are welcome.
Yeah, because we want to put together a short list, and then we're going to have on our Patreon like a poll, and everybody's going to vote. So
Sorry. Kicked Flo's guitar. Wasn't a good thing. Kathy's watching.
yay!
Hey,
Kathy.
loves.
Hi to Bailey.
No, Kathy Jackson.
Kathy Jackson. Sorry, Kathy.
Jeremy's gonna have some whiskey for you fellas being safe and healthy.
Yes, my brother.
Just brought some.
We're gonna order some round rum.
Jeanette, Colette, are your families close by, or are you all alone in the forest?
Mine is actually
All
close
alone.
by.
Ours is pretty close by.
They just live
I'm
close.
all alone.
But I probably won't see them. 'Cause my mom's working at a hospital and she's not allowed to see them.
Kathy saying, love you to the moon. When you come back to California, we will make up for the lost time.
Yes, Kathy.
Definitely.
That's the deal.
Jeanette, Vancouver misses you. Elysium, how do I connect with you guys via Facebook?
Like the page.
What is it that you mean?
What is it that you mean?
So yeah, if you want to, I mean, write us a message on Facebook, and Ollie will add you.
No, definitely not, man.
Jeremy, I'll never forget the day I stumbled across you guys. It was Sunday a few years ago. I was heading to church, then you popped up.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Jeanette saying as a recommendation, food banks. Definitely, I know in Germany it's the Tafel that you can support, and I bet like that worldwide is probably a good, clever thing to do right
That
now.
could be an idea, especially if we could figure out a way to be able to track kind of like where the donations are coming from, so that even though we have like a big troublemaker thing, we're still able to distribute the funds to like local food banks as well for everybody. It's a lot of work, but it could be really cool.
Jeremy also saying, please bring attention to organ, the ownership. Everyone should be a donor. It saves lives every day. It saved my wife's life.
Oh, sick, nice one.
Okay, that's a cool story.
Sweet.
Sustainable community building is what Elysium said. Also something that is important to myself. Definitely agree. When are you coming to Brazil? Vinicius.
Tudo bem?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, Stefan is preparing for that trip.
Stefan's been studying Portuguese every day.
Yeah, man.
Bunda.
Today he arrived at, I'm Austrian. I only speak German.
Yeah, I can go through my notes.
Oh, that's great. It's my favorite moment today.
João. Pois não. Rio de Janeiro.
Man, I actually wrote down.
I would love to be able to go to Brazil. Actually, it's been a place we've been trying to make that happen for a long time because we had a really amazing chance to be on a Brazilian television station actually a long time ago on Canal Diz. It was like an art channel, and yeah, like ever since then, there's been a lot of people that have written saying, "Hey, please come to Brazil," and the friends that are in Brazil, and I'm trying to make it work. It never really came together the way that we wanted it to. Steffi started holding the camera.
No, I think I just don't want to make it around. It's
I actually
probably-
have it here. Eu sou austriaco. That means I'm
That's
from
from Austria, yeah.
Desculpa,
Expendi.
vocês falam português?
Why is this
Yeah,
not
man.
working?
It's hard to say like all these, because I never know if it's vocês or vocês.
Sorry, I'm trying to adjust the camera and it's not working the way I want it to. There we go.
Falar português? Oh,
This
foda-se.
man was practicing the whole time I was cutting the video. He was just saying it out loud, like, oh, am I bothering you? I'm like, actually, no, but it's pretty interesting.
I think it's great, man.
Pretty happy.
Great.
Faiza just logged in.
Yay!
You have suggestions for what we should donate to, I believe. You want to
Faiza?
share? Yeah.
Well, I definitely think that it's Steph. We should make a short list for, and then because like I already kind of mentioned that we would make a short list and then have a poll.
Any foundation that gives instruments to kids, like when kids in need and they can't afford them,
Oh, that's a good idea as well.
that would be. There's no more kids need to play guitar on the bass.
Well, if they play bass, we wouldn't really hear.
I
it.
wouldn't hear.
Flo.
Other questions?
More questions.
Kathy saying, I can't wait to meet Stefan.
Oh, you
Oh, no.
can actually.
No, come
Don't worry,
on.
you'll
Don't
be
get your
fine.
hopes up too high.
Julie saying, buy supplies for any hospitals or first
That's a good
responders
one,
low on
yeah.
supplies.
Wasn't interesting.
She posted it in Facebook.
Jeanette just asked, when are you and Bennett getting married?
Yeah, I mean,
Me and Flo.
I've asked you a lot of times. You never said yes.
Yeah, well,
I keep
don't know,
trying.
I'm not into
That's a
that.
bit shy.
I'm a bit shy.
Sarah Knox, miss you all. Put Texas on the next tour. This is the way, for sure. Texas will definitely be.
Texas is missed.
Suck, babe.
Jeremy, would you guys call my lady and just play a short thing to make her known for promoting donorship? Can you explain?
Yeah, you
On
need to explain to us a little bit more what you mean, but because like that sounds like something we would do and something we're interested in. But you need to maybe write that down in a message, like because we were exchanging a lot of messages on Facebook. So write that down in a message and explain what exactly you have a vision for, and we'll figure out how we can make it work. Because we're always open to stuff like this.
Kathy saying she'll make your wedding dress flow.
Nah, I want to see
I
that.
take your word for that. Sorry, Sarah.
Sally Martin, your music healed me 2 years ago when I first heard of you. When I was sick for a few weeks. You have wonderful medicine, plague doctors.
Yeah.
Hashtag
That's
plague
beautiful.
doctors.
That's beautiful.
Like, I like it. So you get these masks.
I have one.
Don't you
Oh, I have one from.
I have a question for the audience. have you watched the Netflix series The Punisher? And if so, what do you think? Because I watched it and I love it.
Every morning, this guy comes up to me, he's like, "Oh, well, honestly, The Punch is such a good show."
Well, what about?
Such a
But
good
is
show.
it better than Altered Carbon?
No, it
I
can,
think
it can be.
comes
It
close
can
to
be.
it. Because it's just so like always going and spot on.
But he
and-
tells me about the episodes every morning. I probably think what's going on in this series, and I think it's really interesting. But every morning it seems like
I really enjoyed it.
season 2 is so good, man. It started so differently, but
I think Altered Carbon is
Altered Carbon is a bit more.
first season is amazing. The
Yeah,
second,
the second
one
one is a bit
nah, but the first season was really
Yeah,
incredible.
I know.
only nothing beats the Punisher.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
Although
Mm,
Anthony Mackie's a legend.
I don't know. I didn't enjoy that much.
Sarah saying she can paint the wedding portrait.
I want to see that so badly.
I can't marry anyone that doesn't like cats, so it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. Maybe it can change you.
Jeanette, what cover songs do you like to play?
What cover songs? There's this song called "Wicked Game" by Chris Isaac
Oh
that we
my-
jammed, but we made it into our own version.
Wicked Game. We did.
Wicked Game.
Cool. You don't remember that?
That's one of the covers that.
Oh yeah, of course.
Great.
Dude, give me the Wicked Game, and it went into another song.
Yeah, it's
3 songs actually.
Yes,
It went into Small Town Boy.
Swansky Beat, right?
Yeah.
Wicked Game, man. Two absolute.
Actually, that's
Love
that's
Hot
probably
Bangers.
the best. The
It
best
is.
beat cover.
And then which one's the name of the Clash song?
The Magnificent Seven! But on Instagram, they did it today, so. Welcome, 7 a.m. Wash my face. Back to the shit mess again. Such a banger, dude. Absolute.
Oh, lots
Really good.
of questions. Meredith from Bloomington, Indiana's watching.
Yeah, I've seen
Hi,
that.
Bloomington.
Watch Happy on Netflix.
Happy.
Sorry?
Happy. Watch Happy on Netflix.
What is it about?
What's it about?
Definitely not about the Punisher, bro.
No, I know what this is. This is a crazy one. I think actually. Wait a minute.
What is this Tiger King bullshit, man? What is.
Kathy's saying she has beer for Flo today. No, I'll have a beer for Flo today. Sorry, I can't read.
Get him
Just
there.
one.
Thank
Crack it open.
Next live stream, please play the cover.
What?
Chris Isaac. We would definitely will play the song.
I mean,
I've been pushing that for years. I love that beat. It's one of my
Yes.
favorite songs.
Yeah, yo, Stefan, you need to watch the show. I know what Happy is. Yeah, it's about like a.
it's
It's
someone
like-
fucked with.
No, yeah, it's like the Punisher but on drugs, man. Yeah. I think you would love it because I've wanted to watch it. I'll watch it with you because I want to watch it. It's a little bit too much. For
Natasha's
Stefan.
watching, and
Natasha.
Kathy's saying she'll have a
What,
drink for
Natasha?
you as well.
What kind of
For
drink?
Ollie.
Probably for a whiskey.
If it's for Stefan, it needs to be a recovery drink.
And it's
Don't forget
alcohol-free beer, actually. And rum.
Debbie Santee is in the house.
Woo!
Stuff. What else? What am I missing? Salvo's in the house. You're
Yes,
all
Salvo.
great,
Salvo.
but my question is, how can a person be cooler than Flo and Ollie?
Nice one, so. That was,
Salvo asked that?
Yeah.
How much did you pay him?
I think I
That
it's
question.
been really showing love.
I'm kind of surprised he
One of
actually
those,
said that.
what was the last thing? The Queen concert or something like that?
It was beautiful. Freddie Mercury, playback.
They got Mr. Brunowski.
Karaoke.
Not too many people have cooler hair than you, bro.
That's true, though.
I'm telling you now.
Except if they paid for it.
Liza's saying, don't waste your time with Tiger King.
Yeah. Who the hell is Joe Exotic and what the hell is going on there?
Google it, bro.
I don't know what Tiger King is, but I don't have Netflix and I laptop.
They just the timing of it was right, man. Like everybody's stuck at home, and they were the ones that released their series. So
Who's gonna make
who
the
else?
Corona
Is,
video
you gotta
game?
binge. You gotta walk that, man. That's what it is.
What are things that you guys are learning out there? Is anyone learning anything new?
Yeah.
You asking us?
You know, I'm asking everyone watching. Because we're learning new things. Stefan's learning Portuguese.
I'm learning not how to mix bass. Gotta protect my bass in the band, man. Turn bass all the way down.
Anybody doing anything new?
Anyone doing P90X? No?
Creating an online course? What type of online course?
Who's creating online courses? Please be exciting
Elysium
ones.
is doing creating an online course.
Nice. What kind of?
Elysium, I don't know.
Natasha's saying I'm learning about solitude. Ma.
I mean,
Kathy's learning Italian.
tutto
Ciao.
bene.
Bravo.
Bravi. Who is this Cathy?
Julie G, are you guys keeping up with self-care?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ollie showered today.
Changed my bed sheets, creamed myself, creamed on his pillow. Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh my god. Yes, yeah, I mean, Stefan's been exercising on reg every day.
6 days
Me,
a week, man.
my shoulder's a bit sore these days, so I gotta be a little careful, yeah. Flo's lifting a lot of weights.
I flows up really early, man.
Yeah,
Every morning I
I'm
wake up,
fucking
he's
cooking
there, it's
for everyone
reverse
in the
sweet,
morning,
man.
you know,
Flo
that's,
cooks a lot,
I've
that's true.
slept.
Yeah.
I haven't slept.
I
in
get
a long
wood
time.
every morning. It's my routine's actually getting the wood from the thing.
So the exercise.
My morning wood.
Morning
and
wood,
then-
yeah.
Hard good routine.
Oh yeah.
He's got that wood routine,
Yeah,
that
you
morning
go.
wood routine.
You whack up, you go.
Natasha's doing yoga every day, hikes in the forest all the time, looking at street art.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Wait, in the forest? Street art?
In Bristol.
No, the street art is not in the forest.
This-
What is that? Debbie Santee saying doing some shadow work on myself.
Yeah.
Reflecting or
Reflection.
Oh.
That's what you mean. I like the way that's actually said.
Like looking in the mirror.
Poetic. Yeah, looking at your shadow.
Actually beautiful.
Sarah Knox is saying trying to paint a spaceship.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you guys about that later.
And beer weights is also something she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Natasha's saying please shower, guys.
No, wash your hands 20 seconds every time you go outside. It's good, it's important.
that's why I never go outside.
And she's also saying we need to explore Bristol more. We definitely do the next time. Definitely.
I mean, we're in a weird spot because like we do need to figure out at some point like once we understand kind of whether or not a lot of the social distancing rules and everything is going to be lifted, where we're going to go, if we're going to go back to our home in Berlin, or if we're going to still try to do some stuff in the summer like we had originally planned. And so we were supposed to be in the UK for the entire month of June. Obviously Bristol and London and Manchester and yeah, so and Glastonbury, but Glastonbury got cancelled, which is a real shame. And so if we can, we'll still go there. But if it's still like it is now, then it doesn't make any sense because it's difficult to leave here given the circumstances. We've got it pretty good here. So unless things really start to lift off, I think we'll probably stay in our lockdown studio at least for a little while and just keep writing music and doing live streams when we can
And showering.
and showering.
In lifting weights, morning work, Punisher.
No, Punisher's gonna be over soon, no?
Yeah, I think I have like 4 more episodes left in
You're gonna have to watch Happy next, bro.
Yeah.
Happy's, I think, is gonna be good for you.
Can't wait.
I like it.
Come on,
I'm gonna be so-
Happy's such a good series, man.
Whoever suggested that, I think made a good move because I heard a lot of things about it. That it's like it's trashy, but it's really funny.
That's
dark.
stuff
It's
I would like
dark
for-
trash, yeah.
Fabien's watching said I've just understood what the keyword's for.
The what? The keywords.
The keyboard.
Because Flo's hiding beer, yeah.
Natasha's saying fun was cancelled in 2020. Summer has been cancelled, I think.
Oh, you can have fun at home.
Definitely not, man.
You can have fun at home.
Kathy's saying
Wow,
also
that's
she's
shit,
she's
man.
gonna send us merch soon, but it's getting very difficult to send anything these days.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just like,
Sally Martin, let us beat hunger. Let us beat hunger.
Let
Please
us?
encourage
Like Sally.
gardeners to grow extra fresh products to donate. I listen to music in the garden.
This
Yeah.
is brilliant.
That's really good.
This is brilliant, yeah. I mean, who knows? We've got a lot of land around us right now. Steph and I were talking about if we stay here for a few months, we're gonna start planting. Like it's about time actually.
Like Robert.
Yeah. Well, why not Logan?
Jeanette
oh, man.
saying I vote for a quarantine album release.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of.
I mean, that's kind of what's happening.
Maybe someone's recording something.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what's happening. I mean, to be honest, like we said, I think we're trying to do a different concept, you know, not just like, it's weird because we don't want to just put out a traditional album. Like we were thinking about really doing like a story, you know, and then like having a series of stories. So it's like every story that we write is like essentially like an album. It's like somewhere between 7 and 9 songs. And if we keep going at the rate that we are, we could put out more than one story per year, which would essentially be like multiple albums this year, which would be crazy. So we need to figure out how we're going to be able to do that. Obviously, we're not promising that, but like that's the vision, that's the goal, you know. And like we said, like that's what our Patreon's for, and we're going to be really talking about that a lot these next months. Is like really just trying to push that and realize a dream of having an animated series and making books and making more albums and like really taking it that next level. And yeah. So if you haven't already heard it, we did upload just like an hour ago a little improvisation. It was like a Sunday morning improvisation that we did, and we're probably going to use that as an inspiration for a track that we're going to release, or at least in the release that we're going to record, maybe hopefully tonight still, or at least part of it tonight. And it's part of the story. So a part of a part of a part of the story.
Tammy Gibbon, I was really wanting to see you all next week in Louisville. Likewise.
Magbar, man. That was so fun last time. Louisville was a heck of a
Right.
town.
Yeah.
Louisville,
Yeah.
Kentucky.
We smashed it.
Oh, Muhammad Ali.
Such a good town.
Place.
That was amazing. And they had the KFC
They
University.
had the KFC Center.
Yeah, all
the
KFC.
Huge
Drool.
thing
Yeah,
there.
but with the Balestrino on his chest.
Yeah, they were writing. David was writing.
Louisville, Kentucky.
He's hollering at the boys.
Muhammad Ali Strasse, man. That was a great place.
Louisville's a great town, man.
Down in
Louisville a lot.
Kentucky. What up, Colonel? Salute.
Kathy Jackson planting a lot of food to feed everyone. You're a
Nice.
legend.
Yes, awesome.
You can maybe teach us some techniques so we can start planting stuff.
Awesome.
We
need
want to
make a
get
trouble
chickens
garden.
here as well, was the idea.
Us?
Yeah, I was
You just
talking.
have them running around the city or what?
We can I mean, hops girls, yeah.
Faiza's asking, what would you like to see in your care package?
Yeah.
Our care package. Are you planning on sending us a care package?
Wait, who said last night?
Faiza.
The girl we were gonna live with.
No, she is. I just.
In New Jersey.
Honestly, if you can do it, go to Rutgers, give me a fat Tony, fat sandwich from there.
Oh, that would
Stick
be
that.
amazing. That would be
That's
awesome.
not gonna
We were talking
survive.
about this yesterday, actually. Yeah.
Hey man, somebody asked your favorite foods. I'm telling you right now, when I'm in Jersey, if I'm going down like also Asbury Park, stuff like that, man, there's some great food in Jersey, in the dirty Jersey, man.
He's a Jersey boy.
I'm not a Jersey boy, but I did live in New Jersey for a bit.
Sure.
Oh man, yeah, I used to go down the shore in the summer and all that. And,
Debbie Santee saying, I'm really going to miss getting my postcards. We're gonna try to bundle up probably the last one and this one, and just like to also protect people that are handing out mail. Not, I don't know, mail probably is like really.
we made some custom postcards, no?
Yeah.
So we are gonna send out the postcards. They're a little bit delayed, obviously, like a week or so, but we are gonna try to send them out. And I mean, as far as I know, mail is still moving properly because like some people have ordered like merch and stuff from our online shop, and they've been sending pictures that they got the packages super fast, actually. So I think actually goods are moving really quickly because there's not a lot of other people traveling and stuff. You know what I mean? So the
Not a lot
roads
of
are-
traffic.
there's not a lot of traffic
These days.
yet.
Trump's got to steal his stuff.
Julie G, are those stories going to be in a book form or animation?
Oh.
What are you talking about?
That's the question. That all depends on basically what we feel. The dream is an animation, right? We want to have an animated movie that we make, or an animated series that we make with our music as the soundtrack. But the only way that that's going to be possible is if there's really like a sign from you or y'all, depending on where you are, or yous.
Hey, y'all.
Where we see that, okay, we want this, we want to see this, we want it this way, and the more that, like, for example, on Patreon and stuff like this, I mean, like that is a direct contribution to us, so that we're able to actually then, we're gonna have to collaborate with artists and pay them, right? We can't just ask people to do stuff for us for free. So to animate and do all these things, it's gonna require an investment from our side, and so that only is gonna make sense if enough people say, I really want to see that. So at least At the bare minimum, we'll release the music with a text. We'd love to make a book, like a digital storybook with like artwork and the text and the music, so that you can kind of read it all. Maybe even have like have it narrated properly. And then of course the dream is the animation. So like a lot of that is going to depend on when we start really pushing it out there and saying, hey, Patreon helps us with that, or some sort of crowdfunding or something like that. If we can prove that the audience is there for it and that you want it, then we'll be able to make it. Or we have to start printing money.
Stop.
Jeremy Q, what's up with the pants?
Wait, whose pants?
Probably mine.
I'm rocking pajamas, so I mean.
I think he's talking to mine because like these pants, like
I made for walking.
Technically, you can't see my pants.
no, but like, well, yeah, that's like English pants, isn't it?
I'm English, mate.
No, so like these pants are
See my
supposed to be
pants.
worn with boots, yeah, and
Pants?
yeah. I don't have boots with me.
Send a
So
photo.
they're more like they're not pants. They're more like what are those called? Capris. Yeah, they look like capris. Kind of ridiculous to
I
me.
think they're pretty cool, huh? Why not?
They are pretty cool, but like, I mean, I do think that I'm showing a bit too much skin there.
You got the mustard on tonight? Yeah, he's got the mustard.
So,
I only have one pair of
Billy
shoes.
Connolly is now.
Billy
Yeah, if I actually staying longer here, I have to buy house shoes, man.
why?
It's like, I can't fucking wear them.
You only bought one pair of shoes.
Yeah, I didn't.
I
I thought you stayed staying a week or two.
What else you wearing these, man?
But Calvin has probably
I some shoes now. Socks.
Stefan has house shoes. He walks around. with.
Yeah, I would go to the house. I mean, I don't want to ruin these.
Nice one, bro.
I love them.
He's house trained. Stefan's house trained.
He's not really. So he's in France.
Yes. Makes his bed every morning. That's tidy mind, tidy life.
It's true.
I make my bed every morning too.
Yeah.
I make actually both of our beds every morning.
I bet in my
I
entire life.
wake up and I'm impressed. I'm like, boom, there it is. Every time the cat comes and ruins it, so
I make some coffee.
he lays it down.
Not every day.
I make Steph coffee every day.
Yeah.
I make coffee for everyone every day.
I turned on the bass for everyone.
Flo, your keyboard is showing.
Oh,
Who said that?
Julie G.
it's a new person. Jesus.
That would
Really G.
I don't even know what to say to
You
that.
sound like you used to make hit records in the 90s in the UK. You see, Julie G.
I'm a kid at keys player. I'm really good at that.
Meredith said making our bed every day has made me be more productive.
Ha! See, there you go, mate.
No, it's true that.
Meredith, can you hack it?
That's true.
Meredith can definitely hack it. Meredith.
Yeah, I
Like,
can say
my
this. I could have
favorite
never
was
ever
two,
never
yeah,
done
that's
it once
two.
or twice maybe.
Just you wake up, you
Oh, I
do
just
something,
made
and you
my bed.
already think like I've achieved
I've
something
achieved
today.
something.
Yeah, I
See?
remember.
Yeah, that's why I go in the kitchen. I go.
Boom, man, that's a powerful speech, dude.
Yeah.
I rock it at home, right? Yeah, it's just nice. Make my bed beautifully, dude.
Julie G, maybe consider a graphic novel form as well. Animation would be amazing.
I like that.
Yes.
Graphic novel is great though. I like that. It's a comic man, kind of.
And then a video game as well.
Yeah.
there we
Oh,
go.
that would be so
And
How about Netflix series about a guy that's like really brutal and like fucks people
He
up?
makes his bed every morning after
It
killing
makes it-
people. That's right.
Video game. I mean, I would just like in
Yeah.
general. I would love to just do the music for video games.
That's true.
Boom.
Incredible.
Mm.
Some of the video game music, I think, is the composers for those games are incredible. They're so,
Especially
there's
Japanese
some
games.
brilliant composers that score video game music.
What do you guys do for your free time? Jeremy's asking.
Nothing free time.
Off time.
You mean while we're here or in general? I think like while we're here,
I'm decent last one.
I mean fitness.
Learning languages,
Yeah.
being online more.
And bloody bit by flies.
Cooking
Instagram,
actually.
Instagram, Facebook, Netflix,
Cooking.
reading news about what's going on in the world and trying to not freak out about it.
I still play games sometimes.
That's beautiful. I watch
You
playing
eat-
games sometimes.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And Yeah, I mean, I also like Steph and I like right now we have like some different online tutorials for learning like better how to edit videos and like all that kind of stuff. So
I don't know. Today in my free time, I really wanted to call my people from home.
Yeah.
I really felt
Yeah.
the need to like call my mom, my dad, my brother, my other brother, my grandma, some friends back home, just to, you know, reconnect a little bit, check in on them.
Sunday vibe.
yeah, something like that. I need to call my mom soon. Actually, it's her birthday in like an hour.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow.
It's a birthday.
Not now,
Right.
but technically tomorrow. But what time is it now? My mom's
11.
birthday is April 6th. Yeah, so I was gonna call it, even though it's technically like the US time, like I would still call it tonight.
So much beauty.
Good sound, huh?
Play some Mario Brothers original music.
Yes, I like that.
It's a good idea. Can definitely do that.
Plug in the piano.
Ah, nice question. Debbie Senti, if you had to choose only one song to play as a group, which would it be?
Which of ours? Or in general?
Which one doesn't have any bass in it? Sorry, I actually really like the bass. I actually generally like the bass.
Wow.
Only one song. That would be really boring, actually. As much as I like it, but that would be kind of weird.
What do you mean, the Trouble Note song or one song in general? Or
I think she
literally or what?
means ours.
So
Like,
that's
I think
basically
she
what's
means,
our
like,
favorite song to play.
I'm gonna go with Debbie Senti's favorite song, and I'm sure that's Boda. It's probably mine right now. But
Yeah,
that's
that's
it's Trouble Notes. That's
Yeah, one of yours, she's saying.
it's pick of the month or pick of this year for me. I'm going for that.
I think for me right now, it's Barquisimeto.
Nice.
Because it's like
Groovy.
smooth and grooves nice, and there's
Bass groove.
And
bass
bass
solo.
and bass.
it comes down really
Groovy.
smooth at the end. I really like it.
Nice. Mine chop and change a lot, but right now I'm on the Boda tip.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Towards heartstrings.
I like solos a lot. Play that one. Sola is always great, but I'm biased. So I like the riff.
I was because of Robert Miles, when you put that in Boda, it's pretty sad times. And melodies like that just get really mess me up.
It's like choosing your favorite kid. Can't do that.
Parents do it, dude, just behind closed doors.
They do different things behind those doors.
We'll have that dream where to choose mom and dad. It sucks.
Oh, no.
Damn.
You have the
Dude,
ultimate.
When's that?
it's getting dark, bro.
That's true.
I think, I don't know, man. I think that's hard for me to decide. Probably Grandma's Grave. I just like that song because like so many people connect with it. And I think that's like, yeah. Even though I've played it so many times. But like,
Flo, everyone knows you're an alcoholic. Stop hiding.
Let me go to the fridge to make it better for you. We're back.
Got better though.
What else we got?
It's just the homies asking us questions. isn't it?
Are you going to ever do a behind the scenes thing where you show your creative process?
Well,
On
so we,
Patreon, that's kind of happening.
who asked that?
Julie G.
Gee, you get your first question.
Yeah, so Julie, so we do this actually a little bit already on Patreon. And I think we could go further with it. We probably, we've done it a little bit in our vlogs, you know, where we've talked a little bit about the creative process or we've talked about what we're working on or whatever, but I think there's definitely more to do and we probably will do that in the coming weeks because now that live stream is finished and we can really go back to like writing music, I think that would make sense to make a vlog episode that's kind of dedicated to like the start to finish, like 3 days to air type of episode where it's like you really see like the start to finish how a song comes together. And yeah, so the answer is yes, we have, and yes, we will continue to, and on Patreon.
Kathy Jackson. So today's fun goal: how many masks can I make while listening to Super Boom? I'll let you know.
Nice one.
Please give us the answer.
Yeah.
Addie wants to know: do the violin strings ever break in the middle of a show?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've broken E's. Only E's. Well, not
Not
only.
true.
I've broken some other ones, but the E string I've broken a few times.
That was Liverpool last time, isn't it?
I
That
don't
was great, and
remember.
then we had to jam Oliver.
Yeah. That's right. So every once in a while it happens. The lower ones never. It's just the E because it has the highest tension. And I think I broke an A or a D string once, but that was super weird because that almost never happens. It's really rare. They fray usually, and then they start cutting your finger, kind of, or at least like they start rubbing on your finger in a really uncomfortable way, and you have to change them in between shows, like if that happens. But that doesn't happen so often. Normally, I change them before that happens. But the E string, I've like with playing like high tension, like snapping on them, I've broken them before, like during concerts, and it sucks. But you can normally change them pretty fast. But they also like. Because the tension is so high on violin strings, they stretch a lot, and so you kind of go out of tune a little bit for the first couple songs.
That's with every string though. That's
Yeah.
bass.
Yeah, for sure. I think like with the violin, they stretch a lot early on, like.
I mean, it has a bigger effect than you because I don't know. I have frets. That's what I'm trying to say.
Darakuda is watching.
No, but even so, I think the problem is like, for example, if I tune up the string, and it'll be like perfect A440, and then I'll play like half of a song, and it'll detune to like already an A flat.
Oh no!
In like a minute, and then you can fix it again, and it'll keep detuning for a little while because it's literally stretching because the tension is so high that it pulls,
I got broken string on that.
Darakuda is saying I have a video of Flo's broken strings in Hannover.
What's your record for most broken in a concert?
I think
Four,
four, three.
five?
It's just a G string.
Yeah, only G-string because I brushed.
I brought my D.
Sarah Fletcher loved getting to see you live. What words would you use to classify your image and sound?
I mean, I
Good
like.
question, actually.
We had for a while, like we named the EP soundtracks from the street. I loved that. I thought that was not just this. That wasn't meant to be what it really was, but that was like really what our music was for a while. Was like soundtracks of our travels and experiences. And now I think I think that we're moving into a really cool direction where like there's. The word fusion really makes sense where sometimes it's like rock fusion, sometimes it's like classic crossover, sometimes it's epic, operatic, symphonic,
Sometimes it's erratic.
sometimes it's right. Like this last song really had me thinking Alibaba and the Den of in the 40 Thieves,
Nice one, bro.
I know, man, like Open
Yeah.
Sesame, man, that's why I was thinking a lot about that.
Now I have to think about Alibaba at Volkswagenplatz.
Oh, it's a good place.
Yeah, man.
So,
And it's right next to
Oh,
Batfish.
come on, man.
And when we started making music, I mean, the dream really was to build like musical bridges to connect different cultures, and that still remains the same. So like, in some ways, I kind of see like the essence of the Trouble Notes is like musical engineering, but in the sense of like building, like connections between different cultures and traditions.
What was the funny question?
Well, my question for you: guess who wrote "Scapellare"?
Vale.
What's up, brother? Nice photo of the spree.
That's the schwaffling.
It's beautiful.
Um, Faiza wants to know when is your next live?
2 weeks from now, no? That makes
It's
sense.
The
19th? No.
no, it's the 18th. It's
18th.
exactly 2 weeks from yesterday.
2
On
weeks
the
from yesterday.
18th,
Man.
we'll be announcing soon,
18th of April.
That's one day before.
and
my
she may be
birthday.
working at the hospital.
On that day.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vale is saying, "Hey peeps, ciao belly, great show yesterday."
Cheers,
man.
brother.
Yeah, it's one more.
Grazie mille, amico mio.
Love those cultural connections in your music. Have you considered doing songs that tell the story of where you were born? Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No.
You mean individually or? Because I mean, I think a lot of our home cities. I mean, maybe not Brugge, but not yours yet. But like, well, no, I mean, we have. Where were you born?
I was born in Kirchdorf an der Kalenz in Oberösterreich, in the nähe von Linz, Alter.
Oh, Linz.
Oh.
Ah, in the near from Linz.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah,
Oh,
shit.
That's where I was born.
Try saying that after 4 beers.
that
My
explains a lot.
parents lived there, and then they, you know, someone broke into the laboratory, stole all the shit, so they had to leave. And then we moved back to Slovakia, then back to Austria, then to Brugge. Now here.
Oh man,
Crazy.
Yeah, man. I never told you.
alright.
I didn't know.
I'm glad you didn't.
So that
Linz-
makes it even
nobody
funnier
Linz
that it
experience,
comes from
right.
Linz. No, but we have like, for example, like there are songs that are written about like in London, and there's certainly songs that like, or a song that's inspired by Chicago. I mean, ironically, the first part of Grand Masquerade was written in my hometown.
I mean, Boda's about Braunschweig.
What is about like Fo's dad?
That-
Fo's dad was
Actually, I wrote the riff, the intro for my dad when he
He
moved
lives
to
there.
India.
He's the Princeton, King of Braunschweig.
He's president of Braunschweig, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I don't think I would want to write a song about my hometown.
I would definitely
Natasha
love
wants
to
the
write a
piano
Chicago
in the
song.
background, but the piano in the background isn't
No,
really.
And it's
No,
so much you
I
know.
played it last night for everybody on the live stream, and I can assure you that you don't want to hear it because it's super out of tune.
What time? Faiza wants to know. Probably similar time as
Time.
yesterday,
Yeah, 9 or 10, I think, our time.
which is
So
2
4
p.m.
No, 3 or 4 Eastern. She's in
Oops.
Eastern time zone. She's in Jersey.
Um,
Dirty.
Dirty Jersey.
Kathy said she was able to almost sew 3 masks to Super Bloom.
Nice.
Super Bloom rocks and solos next.
I mean, she's super fast. Like, that's crazy.
How fast are you? That's
Yeah,
insane.
She's gotten really good then.
I think she always has been.
Yeah, but like that's to be able to sew like 3 masks, and I mean, Super Blue is only like a 3.5 or 4 minute song. So.
Debbie saying one song that incorporates all the places you come from.
Try. We'll make a Slovak song. Very good.
Austrian
Lots
March.
of Slovaks in Chicago.
Mm,
Yeah, for sure.
Gypsy train now.
favorite foods, Jeremy wants to know.
There's this dish. It's called brinzové halušky. That's a very like the most traditional Slovak dish that you can have. It's
Yeah.
like Slovak käsespätzle.
Nice.
Yeah, but with goat cheese and
Oh.
like bacon on top, and it's so good. So every time I go to my grand's, that's what she made. That's what she makes for me, and
Nice
it's-
man.
Brinzové halušky.
I mean, I say the same thing as yesterday. If it has to be fast and it's comfort food, it's Berlin kebab, fries over everything. Anything spicy, habaneros, Asian food, sushi, American stuff, deep dish pizza,
Yeah, man. You know, like the kinetic, like,
proper New York sandwich.
like the dumplings.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother makes absolutely incredible dumplings.
How do you call it? Pierogi? No, it's
No,
not.
no, pierogi is
Polish.
pierogi is Polish.
Yeah.
But also pierogi is like piroshki. It's
Also Russian.
yeah, piroshki is the Russian word. Yeah, it's like a dumpling,
Dum-
like or
really-
stuffed with meat usually.
Man,
It's miasto or smart.
What's the one with the
cabbage?
cabbage inside
When
again?
we stop
Cabbage is also, yeah.
at my friend's place.
That's
It's a pierogi, piroshki.
yeah, the
it's-
cabbage ones. They're amazing.
What's the Russian word for cabbage again? I don't remember.
Wow.
Я не знаю. Я увидел. But я забыл. But I don't remember. I don't remember the Czech. What's the Slovak word for the dumpling? You know, like the fluffy
Whoa.
bread, like the
Opagač.
tagač. Yeah, but what is it? It's different in Czech.
Oh, that's also really good. No, well, it's similar, I think.
The the white fluffy dumplings. You can make them with potatoes as well. Ah, my grandmother makes them. We just call them dumplings. Yeah, she would make like kielbasa with.
It's probably kinetically.
Yeah, knedlik. That's what I said. Yeah, right?
Knedle.
The power of Google
Ah,
Translate.
Alright.
I speak to all my friends
Say
around
it's
the world.
not.
I knew I said it right, but I was scared you had me questioning myself. I was like, I don't want to be wrong, man.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but so my grandma makes them like she kills it. Oh man, so good. My grandma's a really good cook. Yeah.
Right, right.
Wait, here's
Yeah.
grandma?
Here's grandma.
Here's grandma.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and she makes because like see the thing was
Absolutely
like
amazing.
from my father's side, like
Thanksgiving is
they
real.
were like my grandmother was a Polish Lithuanian and my father was all Slovak, and so like she learned like all the Slovak cooking from my grandmother's my grandfather's family. And so she makes killer Slovak
Funny.
and Polish food.
Tammy, given now I want some
Thanksgiving's
homemade
amazing.
chicken and dumplings, and Natasha's like, oh my god, I'm hungry now.
Yeah,
Man,
sorry.
we
We
Yeah.
just
Order
ate
some
too. That's
KFC.
crazy.
Yeah.
We had curry and dal and rice. And
We had dal, rice. Yeah, that's true.
And
I had
let
halloumi
you
and
get
fries.
us
Jesus, that was pretty mediocre.
Alright.
Sarah Fletcher wants to know, ever have any unique awkward experiences with your hosts as you travel?
Come on.
Yes, lots.
Of course.
Yes.
So many you can't imagine.
Yes. A lot.
A lot.
I was in Canada. We stayed with the guy. Go on Google. Go on YouTube. Type in what arrested man sings Bohemian Rhapsody in police car. Google that. That guy who sings that, he was arrested. We stayed with him. I was in different band 3 years ago. That was a funny experience.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I think.
I'm not gonna stop.
I'm not gonna say anything, we probably get watching it right now.
Whole thing.
I like our band,
Whole thing.
and I like them. You know what I mean?
No, but I mean, we've definitely had like
Had
a
great-
couple of
great
situations where things got.
The most embarrassing one is like when you're sleeping somewhere where you shouldn't be sleeping, and the person that's let you stay over hasn't told the other people that live with them that you're there.
That was
Oh,
probably the most awkward situation that happened in Vienna.
That's
Oh my
the
God,
one,
yeah. I was
Sometimes though, this happens.
That was
this
just
was
in
this
general.
was
That was
insane. Yeah,
amazing.
like
I
somebody
mean that
just
in general, but yeah, I remember that instance.
Just
that
Yeah.
person is definitely not watching.
I know.
That was great.
We were staying with
that's pretty
someone. We
awkward,
were
man.
staying with someone in Vienna. This was like a long time ago, like 2015.
But that was so funny.
And like the guy was like he let us,
Sleeping on a big pillow.
and I was so confused too because like also like back then I could barely speak any German.
That was amazing.
And the guy came in like in a really thick Viennese dialect, and he was basically like somebody opened the door and we were the person.
You guys went to the bedroom.
So
Me
I
and
But
was-
the guy
I'll-
told
I'll-
us he was like, take that bedroom, and so we were in the bedroom, and then he
Sweet.
opened the door and he just freaked out. He was like, what the hell? Like, you
I
know,
remember.
he was
Woke up.
yelling at
Yeah.
me, and I was like, I don't understand anything.
You've just
that
woken
you're
up,
saying
dude.
to
You
me."
feel so fragile.
Ollie and I was sleeping in the living room on the big fucking
That was a long
mattress.
time ago. Though.
And we woke up and this
It's
guy
more
comes in,
like
he's like,
pillow.
"Oh, you're the band. Good morning.
Well,
Everything's
yes.
cool." We're like, "Yeah, everything's cool." And he
Yeah.
turns around
Yeah.
and walks into their room. We're like, "Oh no!" And he opens the door.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? Yes, and slams the door. And he like,
People were like, yeah, come over and stay, but they don't tell their flatmates
that
they're
was
gonna stay.
so
thinking
crazy.
they're
You
coming
wasn't
back later
supposed
in
to
the
be
afternoon.
there. That was pretty.
In the
funny.
end, like he was super cool, but it shocked him. 'Cause, like,
Yeah,
he
he
came
was
over, like,
not
really
happy
late,
about
like
that.
6 in the morning, and like Steph and I were sleeping.
So that's definitely some of the
Yeah.
awkward stuff that you have to go
Yeah,
through.
yeah,
Sleeping
yeah.
on couches, floors, people's bedrooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Airbnb in it.
Oh,
I think there was once when there was a Flo has this tendency, like I don't, you still don't do it anymore, do you?
no, I do it.
Oh, you do it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Flo sometimes just takes off his clothes like while he's sleeping,
Oh yeah.
and like and once he and
He
he,
slept in the hospital.
and he sleepwalks.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
And so we were once like when we were in Toronto one time, like
Oh my god, that was
he just
beautiful.
woke up naked in the hall,
I had a t-shirt on though.
and
That was-
and then he didn't know what room we were in.
Yeah, so I woke up in the hallway, like my hat was out of the window. I'm like, where the fuck am I? I'm like, oh, yeah, hotel. I'm naked. I got one t-shirt, like I'm putting it down. I'm like walking down the hallway. I'm like, I don't know which room I am. This must be one of the two. So there was a corner. I knocked on both doors, hid behind the corner, and no one would open the door. So after like 20 minutes, I decided I was gonna go downstairs and just face the reception guy. I was like, honestly, I only know two things. And I walked down and I was like, Bennett, servant, what room? I'm sorry. And he was like, Jesus. And he just gave me a new card. It was like, that room number, go back.
Faiza saying sounds like my patients.
Nah.
What? Sure, it's in the hospital. So it's
Oh.
you just like wake up naked in the hall.
Oh, that's happened.
And then the best thing is, when I went to my room, first thing I was like, I need to find my phone. I think I lost it. So while they were all in that room sleeping, the whole band, Steffi was there, obviously, and I was rummaging through my things, being really like, oh, fuck, I lost my phone. I found it, like, yeah, and I passed out, and I woke up next morning, everything was fine, but the guy definitely didn't like me.
The
Such a
hospital
guy.
nights were good too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in thousands because we've done it for like maybe 5.5 years, 200 nights a year. That was thousands of single weird.
Crazy.
Debbie said, at least you weren't arrested for breaking and entering.
No.
And Faiza's saying they roam around naked as well, her patients.
Who wouldn't?
Flo loves it.
Oh man.
It's just really weird because like whenever we were sleeping in hostels at the beginning and there was like other people in the room, he would like wake up and be looking around and like I'd always be like, why is he like?
Guys,
And he's looking around for the
Ollie,
underwear.
Ollie.
Like he couldn't find his
Ollie,
underwear.
where's
So
my
he's digging
stuff?
for it.
I remember that one
He's
time
always the top man guy.
in Genova in Italy, I woke up and there was like, we were in the hospital with like different, like,
That's
lot
what
of
I'm
people.
thinking about.
And I was lying in the bed and I looked
I
over,
remember that.
Ollie, and this,
Top bunk.
I'm
there was
watching
someone
that.
looking down from the other bed, looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I'm like, my boxer shorts were like all over there, way
Across
over
the
there. I'm
room,
like,
dude, I mean,
Ollie,
Yeah, like a dog I retrieved
getting
them with one finger. Love him.
actually, I was just wrapped my blanket around me.
Put them back on him as well, doesn't he?
That happened. No. Amazing.
So gross.
It's not gross, man.
Yeah.
Great times, man.
All right. Anything else?
How did you how did you meet?
Oh, okay.
Ollie and I met in London.
GAY bar.
In 2013, in the summer of 2013, I had left New York where I was living for 7 years, and I left New York City, and I was just trying to make a big travel. And I was busking. I was playing a lot in the street. Ollie saw me playing.
Did.
We decided to
On my street.
travel together.
Playing Gypsy Train.
Yeah, that's true. And then we went from London to Ireland, and then we went to Prague for a while, and we were bouncing around. Eventually, we landed in Berlin. And we met Flo in Berlin.
Bouncing.
That's
right.
Bouncing all the
And then a few years later, well, now 4 or 5 years later, Stefan. But Stefan, we've kind of known because Stefan was playing in another band that was good friends of ours, and so like we knew him then, and then like now he's free with us. So. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. We need to make that sound better. That story has to be more fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll come up with something. Like we need to write like the
We
Pick of
all have
Destiny.
high school friends. We had a
No,
band
we need to
friends.
make like it needs to be like the Pick of Destiny. Like that serious.
I mean,
like
it kind of. I was a big fan of the band actually. I was a real fanboy. They would like shout out like, "Hey, Flo is again! He's in the crowd," and be like, "Oh no, god damn it!"
that's true.
That was really embarrassing sometimes. I'm like,
Because
"Oh."
we were the only one in the audience.
Yeah.
No, stop it. No. We had a cool crowd.
No,
back
no,
then.
no. it's good.
First time
I remember in
saw him.
Cardigan,
It was
I
Cafe.
was sitting in the front row and I was like, "This is Flo." He comes to all of our gigs. And I'm like, "Oh."
Linen Cafe was the first one, right?
Linen was the first one, yeah. Very
Yes.
first one. Then January 2014.
That's true. That was packed. Yeah.
That was
And it was
absolutely
really good.
At the beginning when we first
He
got
even gave
into
these guys
Berlin,
€2,
we had
man.
absolutely
Then you
packed.
came
show.
to the Fusion Festival, Ross, did sound there.
That's true.
Filled in for Sylvan when he didn't come to Simsala Big Bang.
That was pretty bad. I'm sorry about that. If anyone ever watched that gig, I'm
No,
sorry.
great,
I
man.
think
And
there's
another
still
one-
footage on my laptop.
Another festival, like a
it's not.
suit.
I mean,
It's
there's
not
not
a suit
any
festival.
festival.
It's
So bad.
The Berlin Food Suit Festival.
Oh, Muga.
Sopon Muga.
Oh, Sopon Muga.
It's the first time ever played Cannelloni calling kind of chord progression.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what happened.
true that.
That's true.
Memory's pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah, we love stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Anything
So
else?
we need to record this song before all of us pass out. So we just want to say thanks for joining us again for another Q&A. And for all of you that watched the concert, you're awesome. Thanks for watching it. We hope you enjoyed it. We spent a lot of time working on it. And we're going to do another one on the 18th of April. So please catch that as well. And yeah, if you're not already, I know I've said it a few times, but I'll say it again. If you're not already, you should check out our community on Patreon. Patreon, patreon.com/the Trouble Notes, and you can see a lot of what's going on with all this new music and we're pretty excited to share it. And hopefully, we're going to be able to put together something really big and awesome that you'll love and enjoy and be taken away to a fantasy world with. So, lots of love. Thanks for all the questions. It's been fun talking about flow debriefing and all.
Microsoft.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Don't forget to wash your hands.
Yeah.
Please shower.
Stay safe.
Good night.
Much love.